It's fun. It's fun to throw people off their game.
Yeah.
For example, Drew Hobden.
I like the other register better.
I'm not gonna lie to you. My thighs have been getting bigger. I'm sure you've been noticing.
Drew Hobden, please, I'm chafing so much here.
I know you've been noticing. I know you've been noticing my thighs.
They burn. Would you please just shove your hands in between so they don't shake?
Drew Hobden.
You could get like padding for that.
Drew Hobden, I'm not gonna lie to you. My thighs have gotten enormous. And I know you've been looking.
I'm worried about you, man. I'm worried.
Drew Hobden, I'm not gonna lie to you. My thighs have gotten wetter in the last couple of days.
That I have not noticed.
That's a permanent occasion. You want to notice right now, you can. You'd notice it on the inside of 1 second on the inside of my inner thigh. Drew Hobden.
I'm going to take your word for it.
You looked. I know you did.
I know you looked. I know you looked.
I
I know you've been getting more virile when you
I couldn't
look.
see it. I couldn't see anything. I didn't see anything.
Drew
Drew
Hobden.
Hobden, you...
The word my physician used was fertile.
It doesn't. I could only see the thickness. That's the only thing.
So
I
you
saw.
could see the thickness.
Oh, I feel
knew
the
it.
heat coming
I
off
saw-
of you, Drew Hobden.
I saw you looking. I saw you
That's
looking.
the only thing I could notice. That's it.
You saw my thighs
And only
getting
recently.
bigger.
Only recently.
It registered in your brain that my thighs were getting bigger. I didn't even need to tell you.
I didn't know why it was happening.
Well, Drew, take a look down. Just look down 90 degrees and it'll tell you. Drew Hobden, you are so polite.
Hey, Daryl, welcome down.
Welcome down.
Stop Leslie spreading.
Diagonal, legs together. All right, airplane modes.
Right,
Did
yeah.
it.
Yes.
I can't play that trumpet with no Wi-Fi signal.
Thank you for considering me as an extra cameo in Call of Duty.
I live for the alternative universe where Louis Armstrong is still alive right now and Call of Duty
He
asked him
loves
to be...
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Live it up, up, up. I love being in cars.
That is wild to think that he was born in like 1910.
Yeah.
He saw both world wars and he's in COD.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to Credit Zero.
Welcome to Credit Zero, everybody.
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 Welcome to Credit Zero, everybody!
The podcast by After School Arcade?
Yeah.
Arcade.
I can't even believe it. Happy Christmas month, everybody, and happy non-denominational holiday month for all the rest of you.
Yay.
I feel like there's some other gray area in there.
I mean, yeah, in our first ever December podcast, I as an editor, I tried to learn how do you say Happy Diwali in, I forget what, like Hindu or something like that?
Yeah,
And it was like Diwali Keep Shub Kami 9 or something like that, which unquestionably I'm butchering because I don't know the language.
Right, because you attempted to years ago.
Yeah. It turns out that like a lot of people just sort of like don't give a shit at large at this month part of the year. I'm currently dating a Muslim, and I was like, so it's like Ramadan in now? And she was like, no, I just don't give a shit about December. And I was like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I was talking to a Muslim coworker of mine, and she said the same thing. She's like, "No, I'll probably call my family. It's kind of nice to have the day off." And I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, all
For
right."
Muslims, New Year's is a big thing, right? Like, you give gifts and stuff on New Year's, like we would at Christmas.
Probably most. I'm also dating a very cynical person who doesn't enjoy holidays. So like, I don't know how much I can trust
that
her.
could happen even if you celebrated Christmas. Pretty cynical person.
I mean, like, we're all pretty cynical. Am I right, Drew? Speaking of cynicism,
Oh.
I have a hypothetical for you, Drew.
Oh.
All right, so let's say you could not celebrate Christmas, but you could take any holiday from any point in the year and put it in the place of Christmas, and it is as big as Christmas there.
So like you get the day off, you get
Yeah, and like everyone spends the whole month like decorating and stuff like that.
Preparing and
Yeah.
obsessing
And
over
it can be
it.
any
But
holiday.
that's what ruins Christmas.
And it can be well. That's the thing. Like if you choose
which holiday would I
like
rather ruin is what you're
no,
asking.
because it's different for each one. Because if you choose Arbor Day, people are planting trees and shit. If you choose President's Day, people are putting up pictures of Joe Biden all over the place. Or James K. Polk, the most famous and best president ever.
I guess that's an interesting concept.
Thank you.
He's not gonna answer it.
Well, no, because now I'm thinking about it, because like certain holidays have interesting.
And also, they
I'm
need to
trying
have
to
the winter vibe too. Because if you pick a holiday that doesn't have the winter vibe, like Arbor Day in December, kind of a waste.
But evergreen?
Yeah, like you're planting evergreen trees like in hard soil. You have to like dig up the snow.
It's
and
not
then dig
fertile
up the
soil
earth.
either.
Oh, Drew, you're always so cynical about winter and its
Shut
weather.
up.
I know.
love winter.
I know what I would choose.
But could you imagine? Well,
Okay.
Okay. No, okay.
What would you choose?
What would you choose?
What would you choose?
Women's Day.
Okay, why?
Why? Defend your choice, Luke.
Leslie looks absolutely
Right there.
disgusted right now. Why Women's Day?
Why does winter make you think of women?
Cause I.
That's such a good question.
She's a cold bitch.
Oh shit.
No, I don't know. Like my birthday.
Your birthday is
What?
Women's, Day?
No, I chose Women's Day for clout,
There it
so they
is.
would like my status.
I think I'd pick President's Day just to see what people would do.
Is it happening for 1 year, or is it from now on?
I didn't think that far ahead, to be honest. We'll just do 1 year for now.
Okay.
Just like, let's say like you knew you were gonna die at the end of the year, so we don't need to think about whether it's for all time versus just this 1 year.
Fair, because I think it would be really cool to
Kind of
have
realistic
like
too.
Like an Easter. I know Easter is basically Christmas, like in like the religious
The egg
sense.
hunt would suck.
No,
That's
it's
what I
also,
think would be
also,
cool.
Also, it's
That's
That'd be
why I
fun.
say
You could
Christmas.
bury them and everything. Go
also
digging.
it's the exact opposite: birth and death of Christ.
Well, it's related, is what I'm saying.
Easter celebrates the death of Christ?
The resurrection.
the resurrection.
I was about to say, it
the
doesn't...
rebirth
yeah.
and the.
They're both birth.
Yeah.
Just one happened later.
Yeah.
Birth
Okay.
Part 2.
Birth Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Birth Part 2, Escape to Africa.
Technically, that's true, actually, because
Yeah.
the gospel went to Ethiopia after.
As they should have done.
But I'm thinking back to like my favorite times ever playing like Capture the Flag and that kind of games, and it's always during the winter.
Yeah.
So
Is this why you like winter?
Yeah, I mean, some of my best like outdoors activities is during the winter. So like when I think of weather, I think of outside.
Man.
So my best outside memories are in the winter.
When you think of like vacation during summer, you don't imagine going to the fucking North Pole. Like you're imagining going like to somewhere sunny, you know what I mean? Sunny
Yeah.
and warm.
Yeah.
And then vacation during winter, same thing. You're always thinking of going someplace sunny and warm. Like, oh, I'm going to Hawaii this winter. Well, I mean, that's what rich families did. My family did not grow up rich, so I kept hearing about my peers going to like Hawaii during the winter, and I was like, that defies the laws of like nature. You need to sit here in the cold with the rest of us.
Yeah, you're supposed to be sad and tired. You can't go outside.
I remember
we
not
ne-
knowing
we
what the
never did
concept of money was and going like, why are other parents going to like Hawaii and not me? And my parents, to their credit, handled it really well, and they just sort of went, oh, Hawaii sucks.
It's just like, it's a terrible place. We just chose not to.
This place is better. And I was like, okay, I'm 5. Who cares?
Also, like, you said, like, going to someplace sunny and warm for the summer. I don't think a lot of people are going to places like the Caribbean, because it's like, what do they love? Like, monsoons?
Yeah, and then it's like extra hot.
Yeah.
and-
Oh, first of all, monsoon season is not summer. It happens right before summer.
Good point.
Get schooled.
Anyway, we have other questions as well if we're through with that.
Because every show that we do, we get some questions from our audience members, and then we answer them live on this podcast.
And if they're inside jokes about the show, we go, ha ha, asshole, and move on. So, what are the questions?
It's gonna be really weird because this one's even longer, further away than the last episode that
Pardon
we
me,
did.
longer away.
It's longer away. Sorry, it's
This is
longer
the
away.
day after our November show. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do our November show in December. We do our November podcast in December.
What day is it, like, the recording on? No, maybe I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, don't say
Date
that.
the pod.
Date the pod! Date the pod! Yeah, it's my turn, baby! Luke dropped it, and now I get to ask, why do curtains and cats not get along? From Alan. That's an awesome inside joke. Anyways, is that an inside joke, or is that legitimate?
That sounds legitimate.
Okay.
I actually, I was over at my mom's house recently.
Whoa.
And from when we got my cat, who at the time was a kitten when I was living at my mom's house.
Yeah, Durango.
Yeah, Durango.
Dodge.
She's Dodge Durango.
Unchained.
She still hasn't replaced like the curtains because she hasn't needed to replace the front curtains, and they're still hella ripped up from when he was a kitten, and he would climb up the front curtains.
I think I remember watching that happen and going, Drew, should we do something? And you were like, nah, he'll just do it anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, he treats it like a jungle gym. That's why cats and curtains don't get along.
I think they get along too well, which is the problem.
Yeah, they need to be separated.
Yeah, segregated, different.
That's not what I said.
Oh,
I feel like people already put in measures to make sure that cats and curtains are separated.
Yeah.
I think that cats will just always like see something that moves and is flowy and just go like, well, let's chase that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's ways to separate. Cattle prod.
Cattle prod.
Yeah, baseball bat.
Baseball bat.
Steel toe boots.
Not gonna say that.
Okay.
All right.
Don't kick your cat.
That was pretty concise. I like that.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, Alan. Alan, if you're that person that found us on Eventbrite and came despite not knowing who the hell we were, we appreciate you.
I love you.
No, Alan's a friend of mine.
Alan's a friend of yours. Dershowitz?
Yeah, I know Alan Dershowitz, bro.
He's having a tough time right now with the whole Epstein doubling down.
Yeah.
So we thought he'd lighten the mood with some improv.
All right.
all right. Jess Happyface asks, why is 42 the answer to everything?
Oh, I think actually, like, I've heard about the legitimate answer to this.
Why is
but
that?
It's gone through several, like... It's kind of like the game of telephone, where I'm going to get it wrong a little bit, though.
Okay.
So Arthur... what was it? Arthur Douglas? Arthur C. Clarke? What's his
Douglas
name?
Adams.
Douglas Adams,
Who
thank
did
you.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the
Yeah.
Galaxy? Yeah,
Douglas Adams, who did Hitchhiker's... Yeah, see, I'm already fucking up. So he put... I think he was the originator of 42 being the answer to life, the universe, and everything. I
think so.
And apparently 42, broken down into some sort of like code term, means like a full check of the system or something like that. And so he used like 42 as like a command line to suggest that like the purpose of life, the universe, and everything is to like live through it in like whatever way like makes the system work. Which I think is like neatly poetic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might be a little bit wrong about that, but it's the same sort of vibe.
And he disguised it as a joke.
And he disguised it as a joke. He thought he was being funny, but in reality, he was being fucking sweet.
Yeah. In
the
reality,
purpose of
he
life.
wrote a book that's too long.
Yeah. Isn't it a series of books?
It's a trilogy of 2 books.
But there's like... Oh, no, hold on. There's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
There's So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. There's
I think Restaurant at the
End of the Universe.
is
Yeah.
the second one.
I can go get it. I have a copy of it here.
Sure.
No, we don't
No.
need to do that.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure So Long and Thanks for All the Fish, unless it's like a spin-off book,
Oh, okay.
is like part of that series,
So
wasn't
long
it?
and thanks for all
I think
the
that's the
fish.
third one.
Yeah. It's a trilogy of 2 books. I have it. I think you just don't
It's a
own the
trilogy
third
of 2
book.
books that has a third book.
Yeah, I think you just don't own the third book in the series, Luke.
Yeah, you know what? I thought it was some sort of absurdist joke, like on theme with the theme of the.
Yeah, the
like,
42
that would be
thing.
pretty funny.
You just think he's really funny when in reality the book is very somber.
He's just he's very functional.
Yeah. Doesn't that suck when you're trying to be like super serious about something and then people like laugh and shit like that?
Yeah.
No, it's real. Please.
I mean, like, yeah, right? That's how I genuinely got started writing. Because, like, I wrote, like, there was this weird challenge. I was trying to write different, like, things for my writers club in high school, where they'd, like, read what we wrote and get feedback on it and stuff like that. And at one point, we decided to prank the teacher that was watching over it by making all the stories about flying fruit. And like, people wrote things like Icarus pear and stuff like that. We get a pear. And like other fruit with wings thing, and like everyone did it subtly, and I dropped in my story third, and it was as subtle as a fucking brick going through a stained glass window, where it was just like one character like, trying to create flying fruit in their like shack at their farm, and like they murdered the person who fucking like investigated them based on that. And I was trying to make it really serious, and everyone kept laughing throughout the entire thing. I was like, wait.
Trying to be really earnest.
Yeah, and it failed miserably, and I was just like, fine, and I just kept writing chapters for that story, writing in the same, like, I think I'm being earnest way, and it kept getting laughs, and that probably had a huge influence on my improv, because I think I've said on this very podcast before that, like, half the time I'm aware that I'm funny, the rest of it is just how I talk and communicate, and people find humor in it.
So you succeed in something, it's just not always what you're going for.
Yeah, I succeed accidentally, which summarizes me to a fucking T, my friend.
Effortlessly funny.
Yeah, trouble is, effort to be serious, and the effort is wasted.
What's the next question, Geraldine?
Not a question. And doesn't have a name.
Oh. Well, we know what's happening with this one.
One more strike.
If we figure out who it
Suppository.
is,
Go on.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to read it as I think it's supposed to be read.
I didn't know Daryl was an originalist. Deciding the interpretation of it. My hermeneutics professor would get really pissed with you.
Yeah, someone hasn't taken any deconstruction literature course.
What he said. Owned. Burned.
Yeah.
Zero recovery.
Yeah.
There's no coming back from this.
Speaking of.
You're an audience question, bitch.
Okay, hold on. You're an audience question, bitch?
You're an audience question, bitch.
Yeah,
it was
They
this
even
Sarah.
erased more words. They were like, no, this is exactly what I want to say.
They didn't erase
it
any
down
more
to
words. They just
science.
erased question and decided to make it huge.
Okay.
They needed more aggression in their sentence.
The answer is yes. Moving on.
Doesn't look like her writing, but it sounds like something Sarah would write.
Just wanted to say,
She would never call you a bitch.
She calls me a bitch more than she calls me Luke.
LOL. I just said that she wouldn't call him a bitch when she calls him a bitch regularly. To be fair, you call her babe so much you barely remembered her name. You had to pause when you said Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Sylvia. It's not Sylvia.
all right, let's see if I
Have you
can
ever had
read
sex
this
with a
time.
woman named Sylvia?
No.
Just keeping you on your toes. Go on. Have you ever had sex with a woman named Sylvia?
No.
Okay. Have you ever had sex with a woman named Sylvia, Daryl?
I've had sex with somebody with the last name Silva.
That doesn't count.
That's not the same thing. In a couple
Leslie, have you ever
ways.
had a question? Have you ever had sex with a woman named Sylvia?
Only in my dreams, baby.
Yeah.
You obviously. What's the next question?
So this is a good segue.
Is it have you ever had sex with a woman named and then it's another name?
No, it's a question from my mom.
You said that.
Diana.
Her name isn't Sylvia, right?
That's funny coming from you.
yeah, I appreciate that.
She asks when we're all coming to dinner.
Aww. That's so
Dinner
sweet.
with Drew's mom. I could
Yeah.
finally find out what her name is.
Yum yum.
We have to bleep that out now.
Okay.
The whole point of this bit was that we don't. God damn it, Luke!
Okay, I'll provide a bleep sound. Yum yum.
I'm not using it.
Her name is
I'm not
Yum
using that. In fact, whatever you say
Why
next,
not?
whenever you say, because I'm just censoring it with your like bitch or my In
No.
fact, whatever you say next, Luke,
That's
in
the
this
fuck with it.
podcast,
Yeah.
I am gonna censor with your yum yum.
Yum yum.
Anyway,
Fuck!
I love that one too.
Alright, yeah.
Okay.
I'd fucking love to have dinner with your
Yeah,
mom.
that sounds so lovely.
No, yeah.
Wants you all over.
Aw,
Not
she
even-
seems
Even
very
me,
sweet.
the
For real,
sexist
though.
of the group.
I mean, maybe you should bring a gift, is all I'm saying, to try to make up.
Oh yeah,
no.
a tire iron. Wasn't that what you said I should give her?
What?
You said bring my mom a tire iron for all I care.
When the hell did I say that?
Season 1, episode 23, Dear Diana Heck. I was like, I gotta give your mom a gift, and you said, bring her a tire iron for all I care.
You said flowers. She loves flowers, right?
No, he said tire iron.
I don't remember saying that.
Do you want me to bring it up?
No, I don't.
Play that clip right now. Go find it, Editor Paul.
That's fine. I have it saved.
Bring her a tire iron for all I care. You gotta bring her a gift. Also, why?
Boom. Here it is. Boom. I have the best moments of every pod. You know this. Yeah. You know that I had. This is how I made.
Best moment?
That.
Of that episode?
One of them. Yeah. I have the best moments from every episode saved. I do it as I go in case we need to make more ads. We talked about this. Yeah. That's why making the ad was so long, because I had to listen to over 40 hours of content. You fuck. You piece of shit. And you said, bring her a tire iron for all I care.
All right.
It's the same episode where I talked about my old science teacher who tried to hit on a student in the middle of class. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I love that clip because Daryl goes so fast from hearing me talk about, like, me saying, like, the teacher said Sydney understands my nastiness, and Daryl immediately pivots from ew to my nastiness. Inside of 1 second, you, like, quite literally just go, ew, my nastiness. It's so fast. Anyway, I like that episode. Listen to our older episodes. What are you doing listening to this one? Next.
The next question is not a question. It says...
What's wrong with you
three
people?
Well, not in a row.
Can you follow basic instructions? Like,
We're not
do you
gonna
have
do
an
any more
IQ
shows
of,
for
like,
you if you do this.
50?
Yeah.
Oh, do you have an IQ of 50? Well, no, because then you can't get the other jobs.
My impression of nobody in particular. Go on.
It says, thanks for the laughs. Mail me your stuff and their email address. Also, I asked, you can get put on the email list at the end of this show. It is not an email I received.
Well, then you can put it on the email list.
Yeah, that's good, but put it...
So, question. Let's dox them.
Yum.
So... yeah, we'll just replace
Their email is yum.
There you go.
Yum.
Okay, so if you were to mail
yum
at gmail.com, what would you mail them? There's the question. There's the real question.
You know they sell the crickets for lizards?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I have lots of those.
Okay, we'll take some of those.
Wait,
Yeah.
we'd send it through their Gmail?
Yeah.
You know those socks?
Okay.
You know those socks that you wear on days when it's wet outside and you get, like, wetness on your socks, and when you take it off, it's, like, crunchy?
What?
Has that never happened?
Yeah.
Like
No.
it's so cold that it froze?
Sometimes
That
freezing is a
makes
factor.
sense,
Yeah.
But you're just talking about being wet?
Yeah, when you, like, so let's, so when you, like,
makes me crunchy.
so, if you put on your socks, right, you put on your shoes, you walk out, you say, step into a puddle, and it is, like, 8 a.m., right? And the sock is already wet, and you're like, oh man, this is gonna suck all day. Oh man, Lois, this sucks. You know, like that sort of thing. And then you go throughout your entire day, it's like post 8 p.m. when you get home. The sock has been dried at this point, but it's
I know what you
crunchy.
mean.
Yeah.
It dries in this weird squished out way that it just kind of solidifies.
Crunchy almost.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about,
I get
but
it now.
crunchy is...
Yeah,
I don't know
I'd send
that.
a crunchy sock to this person.
Okay.
Via email.
Yeah. What would you send
I hope
via
they have a 3D
email?
printer.
I would send them
I
that.
need to print this crunchy sock!
Just
It's
like,
like-
instructions. And
How do you not know the human experience, Drew? Every time I explain something that, like, everyone else here knows, at least after a brief explanation, you're like, this has never happened to me in my life!
we just use different adjectives, I think.
Sock? I guess that's a noun. Crunchy.
Crunchy.
Yeah. Are you talking
Idiot.
about a crispy stocking?
My name's Drew! Yeah, what would you use instead of crunchy, jackass?
I don't know. I'm trying to picture this environment where I'm getting a fucking crunchy sock.
What would you use instead of crunchy, then? If you could only use one adjective to describe the exact sock I've described. Stiff.
I would say stiff.
Yeah.
No, a stiff sock I would see as like you starched it. Like, oh man, this sock is like
starched
not even
my
worn
sock.
in. Yeah. So like stiff doesn't really hit the same notes as crunchy. I would not call a sock that has like that I've worn all day in like the wetness that is solidified. I would not call that a stiff sock.
That sounds like when you leave a cum sock for too long.
Okay, so speaking of things that we've never experienced,
Okay.
I've never done that.
I feel like I should know about this given my obvious depravity. What in the good goddamn is a cum sock?
Okay.
Don't act like it's something.
It's pretty
I've never done
intuitive
that.
when you hear cum
Do
sound.
you know what it is? Do you know what
I know
it
what it
is?
is,
Okay,
yeah.
what is it? One of you.
Take a sock, put it on your meat. Jerk it off.
Jerk
Jizz in the
it off.
sock.
Jerk it off.
Jerk it off. There's
Drew.
jizz in the sock and you can go wash it. Or
Jerk
you can
it
throw
off.
it out
Jerk
if you
it off.
want.
Drew Solo.
I'm not participating in your depravity.
Drew, if you don't do this, I'm going to play the most humiliating clip we have of your entire Credit Zero history. So you better say jerk it off. You better cheer.
I add to the list of my own embarrassing Credit Zero history on my own terms. Thank you very much. I do not need encouragement from you.
That's fair.
Also, I appreciate the conversation about beating off to beatboxing. I enjoy that. Yeah.
Oh, there's a question. Shoot. So, weird question. When you masturbate, because you do, Drew.
Why are we talking about this?
Hi, Drew's mom.
Drew, stop denying.
My brain went to like camping and like when you
Camping!
camping, like your socks
Counselor
are like,
coming in.
Fucking,
So when you jack off, because you do you jack off to music or silence?
to music.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess your answer is silence.
I've never jacked off to music before in my life.
No. Yeah, the ecstasy of cum.
Yeah, I jack off to Duel of Fates exclusively.
Yeah.
Do you try to like time it so that it spooges out at a certain climactic
Yeah,
point?
and do you go like, and do you like wave your dick around and go,
Fun fact, there's glow-in-the-dark condoms.
Yes!
Yeah! Do it! It is the most fun fucking
Drew.
thing ever.
Drew,
Go on.
please, if you become bi, please, can we sword fight to Duel of Fates with glow-in-the-dark condoms? Please!
Also,
you can't win, Anakin. I have the high ground.
with the glow-in-the-dark condoms, if you like put them up to the light before you unroll it, it looks like a striped shirt. It looks like horizontal
Oh yeah,
stripes.
if you charge it before
That has nothing to
actually
do with being a
unrolling.
Jedi. That has nothing to do with Duel of Fates.
Yeah.
But while it's on the cock,
I was
Daryl.
pivoting.
Yeah.
I
Daryl.
was pivoting.
Yeah,
Daryl,
I don't
you
like that.
I
embarrassed?
wanted to get
Yeah,
back
I don't
to
like
the,
that.
Daryl,
I don't
you
like
wanted to get
embarrassed?
back to the
Are
actual
you
question.
embarrassed?
So we both said something funny there. What were you laughing at?
Just the shutdown.
Daryl, this has nothing to do with Star Wars. Daryl, this has nothing to do with Star Wars. This is a Star Wars chat. I think you're the wrong chat.
I don't know what it is, but lately I've been really getting slammed by Star Wars fans. I don't know what's going on here.
What else happened in your life?
Was it a Star Wars fan who hit you today?
No, I was with my.
Got hit?
Check the Discord.
I hit somebody. That's completely unrelated.
You
but
hit someone with your car?
Yeah.
It wasn't
This is the
like
first time I've heard of it.
No, hold on.
No,
you
it
hit
was
someone
somebody-
as in you hit a pedestrian.
No, I hit somebody in that
They
car.
dinged my car. I have to file out paperwork. All right, so go on.
Oh yeah, so there were a couple of friends of mine are big
Wait,
Star
music in the
Wars
background.
nerds, and they were talking about like George Lucas, and he's like, oh, he created the Ewoks for some stupid reason.
Yeah,
I
what a
don't know.
fucking asshole.
Oh, he created Ewoks
would he do
to sell plushies or whatever. Like they weren't in the original Star Wars lore. And
Can't wait till this escalates into like a Star Wars fan hating you for something you said.
and so I was like, oh yeah, Ewoks. They're on that moon, Andor, right? You know, like that new show, Andor. And they're like, oh no, that's a completely different moon. You idiot! And I was like, what? Oh no, it's Andor.
It's Endor.
Endor is the moon. Andor is the new fucking Star Wars series.
Star
that's
Wars
out.
and Star Wars people fucking suck. And I will
Stuck.
They suck, man, and I will die in that hole.
Andor is
As
like a
you
thing
should.
that you put in the middle of an email to suggest,
Yeah.
with or without. So
Endor is the forest moon base in which the rebels put their satellite base to take out the second Death Star.
Yeah, cool. Well, I didn't know that, and I got slammed.
Do you jack off to music,
No!
Drew? Okay, next question.
Okay, great.
I don't even know who asked the last one.
I think it's your turn.
You did.
What?
No, I did. I definitely did two, so I think it's Paul.
Okay, cool.
It's long.
You
right,
didn't
that's
do
fine.
the first one.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so this
Nail
one
one.
comes from Kermit the Frog, so,
Hi ho. Do you chaps have an improv edit or transition that you particularly like or dislike? I recently came around on...
I can't say T-sports.
It's in the game.
Theater sports. It's probably theater sports again.
Actually, yeah, theater sports.
I feel like we've
Oh,
talked
T-sports,
about
so yeah,
theater
maybe it
sports
is.
before.
It's in the game.
It's not a,
T
whatever.
points.
Yeah, T-sports. That's probably is theater sports.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're talking about trans.
Tap outs. That's what this says.
Tap
That's an A somehow.
Oh, and that's a U and not
Yeah.
a V. Okay.
Tap
Or an
tap
R.
out.
Yeah.
I recently came around on tap outs, used to dislike them, but I have been won over. Regards, Kermit the Frog.
That's actually a really like profound question. I know exactly who asked this.
Did they put
Next
their
question.
name?
Kermit the Frog.
Oh.
Kermit
So
the Frog
we
must
all
have-
know exactly who asked that.
Kermit the Frog must have trouble with tap outs. He can't move that fast.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like tapping out in the other way. You know, he's
Dying?
the cum sock now. No.
Stop using that cum sock. Oh my god, I'm grossed. I'm grossed right now.
I'm grossed. Guys, I'm grossed. I'm grossed,
Oh
okay?
my god, I just grossed.
Oh!
No, now you're gonna turn it into something sexual.
Are you preeing? Because I'm gross.
God, no.
I just prayed in my cum sock, and now I'm gross.
This is a wonderful
Can we go back
conversation.
to talking about improv?
We never got there.
We were about to start.
Do you have an improv edit or transition that you particularly like or dislike? Can I say I particularly dislike when troops, clubs, etc., use the sweep, which is, for those that are uninitiated, it's basically where like one improviser runs at the front of the stage to signify the scene is changing. There you go.
Sometimes they yell sweep.
That's the thing that I was about
I
to say.
hate that.
I hate when troops or groups will say sweep when they sweep. It's like, shut up.
It's like, if you guys all know what you're talking about, as soon as someone runs in front, everyone goes to the fucking back line.
Yeah.
It's just kind of common sense.
The only thing that's like that I understand is like if many or even one person on stage has like their head down or can't see the front of the stage.
Yeah.
But even then you can just like tap them as you sweep. There are workarounds. And like saying sweep, I don't know, there's some sort of auditory like thing where it's like, well, now this feels disjointed. Now it feels like I'm an audience member watching an improv scene as opposed to someone who got immersed in the experience.
It's interesting. It's never been immersion breaking for me.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Postmodernism. Well, no.
Oh, it's actually,
I've never. I fucking hate
actually
all
very
of you.
interesting.
I've never had adverse reaction to somebody saying sweep before, like in that regard. Admittedly, when I first started doing improv,
Excellent.
nobody taught me how to sweep because like it's not a skill, right? You just run across the front of the stage. You don't have to be taught to sweep.
Well, you need to know how to run.
So you do need to know how to run, but
Yeah,
hopefully
if your
by-
legs don't work.
No improv.
Then
don't have-
then you're just sweeping with your
You
body.
don't strictly have to run across the stage. People in wheelchairs can sweep. But the point being...
Well, then it becomes
that
a Zamboni.
Yeah, no, it's more like drifting, actually.
Zambonis are more like sweeping, actually. But the point that I'm trying to make is that when I first started doing sweep...
No, it's not.
Let me finish the point, and maybe it'll make more sense.
Okay.
This better be fucking great.
They introduced the concept as
Zamboni
sweeping.
driving's more like shaving.
It's more like shaving.
They introduced the concept of sweeping as sweeping, right?
Sweeping is sweeping.
And I think during the first couple times they were like saying sweep because it was like we were new and they were like just like trying to teach us and
We
stuff.
are in Loserville right now,
So
dude.
I legitimately thought you were like sweeping the stage as like, you know, like you're sweeping the performers off the stage. So I would literally mime the act of sweeping the performers off the stage,
yeah.
and I thought that's how you were supposed to do it.
That would look so extra.
Or
Yeah,
like,
I've definitely done that too. Like when I was
I've
at
done that like
beginning-
jokingly.
when I was, like,
I
a
don't know, but
beginning
I was like
improviser, yeah.
unironically for like months I was doing that. Like, somebody called me out on it, and I was like, wait, nobody else is doing this? And I didn't realize that I was the only one doing it.
That's wonderful.
Leslie, this is the most I've ever seen you laugh. What's so funny?
It's just the way we started moving on in the conversation. And like we were all intently listening. And then Daryl was like, no, it's not.
Let's just like refuse to accept each other's thoughts for the rest of the podcast. This is great. This is great comedic material.
I think we did that last time. We were talking about like survival, and someone suggested Daryl, and I went, no.
I will also say one improv edit that I particularly like, that I've only come to see recently, is the narrator, where like someone from the back line will go, and so they went da 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 da, and that part isn't the magical part. It's the fact that everyone on stage immediately rushes to the back line. And like they know intuitively someone is speaking as the narrator. Let's do a new scene. Just anything. This may seem like a cop-out answer, Kermit the Frog, but edits or transitions, which one you like the most is almost superfluous to how well they like just sort of like gel and like increase the flow of the scene.
The execution of it.
Actually, yes. Whatever type of edit is secondary to the execution.
It's gotta be the right time.
Whoever this frog is, whoever this amphibian is, I'd like to ask them about like tap outs, because I don't really like them. I find them kind of disjointed. Not as a performer, I'm okay. When I'm watching it, I don't fully get engrossed, because it's like it takes me a second to be like, oh, this is a new thing.
And you don't know if they're tapping out the character or if they're tapping out that person playing that character and now playing that character.
And like, where are we and stuff like that. It's usually to facilitate like a joke.
It's still like in the transition though, or in the execution rather.
Yeah.
That like I'm sure you've seen tap outs that you like. You just like
there's a right time.
Yeah. But like no one's thinking, wow, that transition was really good. But you will absolutely think, wow, that transition was really bad.
Yeah.
I suppose to that point though, like it's all in the execution. But if a specific method, like a tap out or whatever, has like is a
This
really
mythical tap out or whatever.
if a tap out where it can go in so many different ways, like you tap them out and then you step in as a different character but in the same setting, and the other person is expected to play the same character, or in the same way you tap out the actor but you're playing a different character and moving on, but you still want to play with that other performer in a different scene with a different character, but that's not clearly communicated by the transition of the tap out. If the transition tool isn't clear, then the execution success
always gonna
rate,
it's always gonna suffer.
is lower than other success rates.
For sure, but I'd argue that we're on the same page there with like the execution coming first and then the like edit type coming second. In that the edit type supports the execution. Yeah. So if you have an inherently if you have an inherently bad sort of second level, the first level is always going to suffer.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of it has to do with how like in addition to the execution, like how comfortable the performers are with it. If they know exactly. How
you got him.
How come
soft.
Come.
I'm grossed. Yeah.
Are you preying? Are you preying?
That would suck if you had a condition that just made you pree randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slimy
and it was
underwear.
foamy.
Like loose dick hole.
Why would that
syndrome,
suck?
You know?
Why would foamy pree suck? Why would it suck?
Drew,
You've
that's
never
the next
even
question.
experienced it. How would you know?
That's the next question, Drew. Why would foamy pree suck?
No. I want to hold on. I want to get.
I have never seen you have such a Cheshire Cat smile on your face, Drew. I could kiss those lips right now.
I wanted to say something
If I was
about. I wanted to say something about edits.
Doesn't have to be
or
sexual
sweeps,
for a
I should
kiss.
say.
We've kissed before.
True.
Daryl?
So sweeps. So when I was a young improviser, and I was actually, to pull away.
You were once young?
To pull away the curtain, I was in an improv troupe before I was in after school arcade.
We don't. We're all clean boys here.
Yeah,
Traitor!
You're
the cleanest boy of all, Leslie.
Hola.
Yes. And so in that group, we experimented with different openings and things.
Ew.
And
Drew, I got Drew with that one.
and
That was good. That was good.
and one of them was the organic opening that turned into organic sweeps. And so
but it does.
So the organic opening is basically like one person says a word or a phrase, and then other people join in on that. It's like everybody starts chanting like this one word or one phrase, and like pacing around or like matching the same body language and stuff. And I think it's very like artsy not a whole lot of audiences would appreciate that, but I think it is actually like very good for getting on the same page.
Yeah, it's a modified ritual.
Yeah, that's a lot of the things with like especially long form openings being very artsy is they're very good for like.
No,
You went the wrong way.
What?
If you look at like the history of improv as like it started as like a rehearsal tool.
here we go, Glenn Close. No, Del Close.
Glenn Close. If you look at the history of
Glenn
improv
Ross.
as like a rehearsal tool, then that kind of thing is really useful. But if you look at like the current state of improv as like a performance style.
What is the current state of improv, Drew?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on where you are.
The current state of improv with Drew Hobden on the Drew Hobden Magic Hour. Suck a dead dog's ass. All right, go.
It's very on brand for me. But
You said that.
at least in our world, the current state of improv is our world. We Kitchener Waterloo.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were bringing multiple universe theory into this.
Yeah. I was definitely going for parallel universes. No, but I mean like there's Toronto, there's Boston, there's all Chicago, there's all these other like
Those are cities.
communities. But in like the Kitchener Waterloo world, where
There's actually other people living in
what
different
we are
groups.
doing, what we use improv for, how we enjoy improv, is as a performance style, not as a means to an end. It is an end in and of itself. So things like that, the organic opening,
Yes.
isn't useful for us because it's not a performance.
Well, it could be useful to go in different directions.
If we wanted to experiment and get real freaky with it,
I'd love to get real freaky.
yeah, I'm grossed. So there we go.
All right, next question.
Next question is what happened?
Next question. Next question. Next question.
Everyone but Drew, who is just shaking his head and going down. Drew, you have to sing with us or we're not moving on. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And next question.
Next question. Next question. Next question. Next question. Next question. Next question.
All right.
Next question.
So, these are actually two questions. The two questions. The two questions. Two questions. First question: what happens if a song falls under two genres?
If a song?
Yep. What happens?
You're gonna take that away.
I was in sheer
Can you read?
disbelief.
Can you read?
Can't have possibly said that.
Well, you got like a banjo and a synthesizer.
Like plenty of songs fall under
Yeah, like-
two
Yeah.
genres.
The entirety of Shania Twain's career. don't they just put a slash in it? They just go like
Pop
country
rock,
pop.
country
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah, country pop. Country
A lot of pop,
Folk
things,
punk.
Yeah, they slash
Hip
it.
hop, because you know.
Nice. Because pop is just short for popular, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
actually.
and like that's a genre of music somehow.
Yeah, I think
so.
what-
Whatever's popular,
Like an evolving genre.
Beethoven was pop at one point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, he wasn't
Fucking
classical
slaps,
back in
dude.
the day.
It would be funny if they were just like, "Oh, this is the newest classical piece I've written."
Yeah. Beethoven the Stallion.
I learned
Elvis was pop.
Elvis was pop. I learned very embarrassingly recently, probably like 2014, 2015, that classical isn't just a genre. It's like a super term describing many genres. So like Baroque is a genre, Romantic is a genre.
Yeah.
But like no one ever thinks like, oh, put on that Romantic piece. No one's ever gonna know what you're talking about
Yeah.
unless they like care. They're just
Yeah.
like, put on that
That
classical
makes
piece.
sense. I mean, when you think of like history, and
Yeah.
like there's
Yeah.
like French history, there's like blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know,
Classical.
there's more than just
Two
French
types
history.
of history: French history and the rest.
Yeah,
So the one go-
classical music usually refers to Western art music as opposed to like Western folk music.
Do you know those
Yeah.
fucking stuck-up assholes that say like
Yep.
there was no such thing as history after the French Revolution? Do you know those?
After the
I
French
don't know it,
Yeah.
but that sounds like they
So,
suck.
yeah, there's a common belief that
that
there was no history after the French
Like, do you
Revolution.
fucking know what history means?
Their argument is that after the
happened
French
before.
Revolution.
Just stop. We're just in stasis.
No. They say that like history is about like the advancements that society made or the new events, and they're
Yeah.
saying that after the French Revolution, everything was a version of something that happened before the French Revolution.
Okay.
Bullshit.
But no, there's a pervasive
Oh,
theory.
like there's no new ideas.
Yeah,
a
in-
version of that.
Yeah, in the same way, there's
Everybody's
no such thing as history
reinventing
after the
the
French
wheel.
Revolution.
Is this fucking dialectical materialism? Are these fucking Hegel guys? Because they're bad.
Yeah, I'm getting.
You're just
getting.
attributing Hegel to this, where Hegel had no business. Hegel's dead.
I got.
His history.
I'm irrationally mad.
Did he
at that
die
statement
after the
you
French
made.
Revolution?
I have no idea. I don't know who he is.
Hegel? You don't know who Hegel is?
I don't know.
You don't know who Hegel is?
I don't read those kinds of books.
Okay.
I heard dialectic.
Dialectical materialism. That was his understanding of history.
Okay, cool. Why are you on
So
your
they-
phone?
I'm looking up the phrase like there is no history after the French Revolution just because I want to see who said it.
Also, like it,
What
like
dumbass.
that's very stupid.
I can't find it. Whatever.
I get why it basically like it's the birth of liberal democracy, but governments don't work the same way as they did in the French Revolution.
Well, also the Arab Spring was like monumental.
yeah, let alone like nuclear weapons, computers,
like-
fucking bioweapons, like. With even fucking World War One, it's like that is a completely different world. Like,
The Great War, yeah.
yeah,
Sex toys.
Yeah.
Sex
toys are old. As shit.
Actually, yeah. No,
Yeah, but, like,
she's actually got a really good
They've
point.
revolutionized quite a bit.
The Kinsey report.
The Kinsey report, absolutely.
Yeah.
We've had dildos.
For the we've had dildos for a long time, but now that we
It's
have
a
Kinsey
rock.
report, we
It's just
can
a cylinder.
we can use the dildos. Anyway, the Kinsey
not
report
just
for
a
those
rock.
uninitiated is a report made in the '60s that sort of kicked off the sexual revolution that like actually like acknowledged that people masturbate for like the first time.
Yeah, it's like, let's actually not be shameful about this stuff and acknowledge that it's human behavior.
Yeah, we'll study it like a science.
Yeah. All right. What's the second question?
So the second question is, what is a legacy?
Oh God, this
Oh
is
my
like
fucking god.
Thanks a lot. We'll be here all night.
what you leave behind when you die.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
There's this person in my life that I work with who like is very much the sort of hustle grussel mind store type.
Grussel?
Yeah,
Mind
hustle
store.
grussel. Hustle.
Define Grussel.
Hustle, but with a gr at the beginning instead of an h.
That's not a definition.
Yeah, it is. Does it define what it is?
Yeah, it defines the word.
Why did you just say hustle, hustle?
Because I wanted to like rhyme it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Grussel has a GR. We've been through this, Daryl.
It's a different word.
I suppose I could have gone with bustle. Hustle and bustle are like my right and left arms, like that sort of thing. He's like that kind of guy.
Okay.
And he will frequently go in front of the group that I help facilitate. I'm trying to be intentionally vague about this, and go like, because a lot of the group are like kids and stuff like that. I'm basically like a teacher at a thing, but it's not related to my university. And he'll talk about like, now when you guys go home tonight, I want you to think about the word legacy and what it means.
So you have a special relationship to the word legacy.
A particular annoyance right now because I find a lot of it is just sort of like, nah, who cares, you know?
It's just, oh, that sucks.
All right, next question.
Oh, we're done. I thought there was a story to that.
No, it's just like
Oh,
I'm
it's just-
annoyed by like people who overhype the word legacy and think like, oh, you really need to have influence in this world. No, you need to make your mark. And it's like I want to have fun.
I'll be a passive piece of shit.
Yeah, and
You can also choose where you want to be active as well. You can be
Yeah.
passive where you want to. You can be active where you want to. Not everything has to be monetized or turned into like work, stress, etc.
Yeah, there's also like there's a lot of different ways to like to have a legacy. You can be really successful by means of making your world worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can suck
Yeah, you
the
can
life
live a
out of
bad
someone.
legacy.
Yeah,
You can put a Guinness World Record. How many? What's the Guinness World Record for like most cum socks?
8.
8?
I don't know.
think they're
I feel like you could beat
kid-friendly.
that.
You could beat that now by the end of the podcast.
You could beat that by the end of the podcast, but be
I
careful.
could not beat that.
Oh, you
by
could
the
beat
end of the
that.
podcast.
By the end of
You're
the podcast.
already preeing.
You're being it.
You're the
You're
one.
beating it.
Are you preying?
You're the
True,
one that
you
brought it
preying.
up. So I'm gonna ask you,
Wait, who's you?
Leslie.
Got it.
Oh.
Does a cum sock does it only become a cum sock if it's a full load, or can it have just like can I swap it out mid load?
I think you can swap it out mid-load or reuse it depending on like how nasty you are, you know?
Because, like-
Almost. Wait, can we get to
How nasty it is.
Because you could get to 8 pretty easy if it only needs like a little bit.
Yeah,
little bit
I don't
what?
think you need to completely saturate the sock and cum, if that is the question.
shit.
That's like Peter North territory.
I think having a few drops of cum in the sock is enough to constitute a cum sock. Because that's not a sock you want as a sock, you know?
Right, you wouldn't be able to reuse it.
No,
as long as you
I'm
can't
thinking like
reuse it.
Oh, I think
I
you
was
can
about to say,
reuse
you-
it.
Well, like
Yeah, you
after
can
washing
reuse
it.
it.
After washing
Well,
it.
no,
But,
even
like, you
between.
don't want to just slide it onto your foot.
Well, it depends on how long
Oh,
after
yeah,
you came
no.
and how like viscous it is.
I'm never sliding a cum sock onto my foot.
Fill it with
Not
cum
intentionally,
immediately.
but there are days where you're late for
If
work.
my sock is crunchy, I am not sliding it onto my foot.
It doesn't have to be crunchy. Maybe the cum would just like seeped right through it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh man, I'm late for work. I'd better get these socks on and be financial. And you don't realize the nature of cum seeping through the sock.
Yeah,
Through the sock, Drew.
Yeah. Drew's late for work and he's
Through
like,
the
my,
sock,
this
okay.
stocking is crispy.
When you think about legacy and you talk about cum socks, that's like literally millions of potential legacy carriers in that
I think
one
that's
sock.
dynasty, though.
Yeah, but like you can't just use each one of those millions to impregnate someone. So when you're like, I wasted all these millions of sperm, it's like,
Why not?
just literally
Why
every
not?
time that you come, you're going to be wasting millions anyway.
Yeah, if you do it the natural
sperm
way.
is sacred. Every sperm is good.
So what if you
Yeah.
incubate?
What if
okay,
I-
now I'm on the cum sock thing now. So what if you
Welcome to it.
put unfertilized eggs into the cum sock?
It's still
You can't grow a baby in a sock.
You can't grow a baby in a sock?
It's not just like
that
you
what
need
you're
the
asking?
sperm and the egg cell to make a baby. You need the place where the egg is stored to help regulate it.
Okay,
Yeah, and
well,
nutrients via the
So
umbilical
you're saying we
cord.
need a chamber in the sock?
Otherwise, do you expect like you turn the sock inside out one day and a baby falls out and the umbilical cord is stuck to the edge of the sock?
It's a sock baby?
The sock
Well,
needs
you
to
could-
be a
you could-
sealed organic system.
It needs
Okay,
to
you
be.
can get it started in a sock.
It
couldn't
needs
you?
to have a vagina.
If
Yeah, it
you
needs
put
a
a
vagina.
uterus in a sock, yeah.
Well, all I'm saying is like, you know, they have.
At that point, just put a whole ass woman in a sock and then just like.
How
Put
you-
her in the sock!
How you doing?
They have artificial insemination, you know. They like artificially fertilize eggs,
If you
and
put
then they put it inside of women.
Yeah, but
this
not
is,
a
this
sock.
is getting into philosophy, but if you put a pregnant woman in a sock, is it a cum sock?
That's
philosophy.
objectifying women.
No, it's not. The woman is like inside the sock. The woman is still like a woman, but the sock itself contains something that contains cum.
If you call your woman a cum sock, that's objectifying women.
But the sock itself, I'm asking, is the sock itself a cum sock because a pregnant woman, pregnant man, pregnant non-binary
It's a-
person,
it's-
whatever, is inside it?
It's a woman's sock, because what's inside of the sock is a woman.
But
What's
the cum's inside the woman.
There is still cum.
So
There's still cum.
But
There will always
okay,
be
if we're gonna
cum.
make that distinction, then that means that most cum socks are like pee socks. Or like clear fluid socks. Because it's not just cum when you shoot out your dick. A lot of it's pre, a lot of it's pee, a lot of it's like nasty goo.
Okay, and in fact, why don't we from now on, instead of calling it a cum sock, call it a pee sock? Because I'd be a lot more comfortable.
Because
with
then
that.
I can't separate the pee socks from the cum socks. I already have a dedicated pee sock pile. For when
can't
like my
just-
housemate is in the washroom and I need to pee.
I can't just relabel my pee
That's
sock
why.
drawer to cum sock.
Yeah, see, that's why your
That's
socks are so
three
crusty.
different letters.
Okay.
No,
Your
they
socks-
don't get crusty.
Yes.
My pee is very weird. They don't get crusty. The crusty socks are from wearing them all day in the water.
No, okay, but they were already pre-stained.
marsh.
They were pre-stained.
No. First of all, they were pre-stained or pre-stained?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, won't you be surprised to learn that I wash all of my pee socks immediately after peeing on them, but they're still pee socks.
That does surprise me actually.
Thank you.
Also seems
Thank you.
Efficient.
Thank you.
Considering you have whatever it is, 9 cum socks or something like that.
No. What's the next question?
Next question is why?
Why not?
It's from
Kelly.
I feel like all of us have been asking that this entire fucking tangent.
Thank you, Kelly.
Oh.
That was Kelly's response to the last conversation.
I don't blame Kelly. Also, Kelly is a very innocent little bean, so that's actually pretty accurate.
Hey, I have beans for lunch.
Why?
Kelly
A little bit of
put...
foresight.
What? Why?
All right, next question.
This question comes from Eric.
Eric!
Eric.
We like Eric.
It is favorite kind of tree and why?
Living.
It's the living tree.
Yeah, as opposed to dead.
This is very specific.
I have 2 answers.
What do you want me to say? The fucking
The tall sequoia is my personal favorite.
Why?
because it's really large.
Well, there you go. Good answer.
Ow! You gave me 7 paper cuts with that.
I have a few answers. For different reasons.
Now it's beating off.
Can you check if there's an
That's
S?
number 2. That's the second song.
That's the second sock. You're filling up those 7 socks real fast. You're filling up those socks
In
with
terms of-
potential children.
In terms of look, Weeping Willow. In terms of use on the farm, Black Locust. In terms of...
Use on the farm?
Okay, Black Locusts are bioaccumulators. They're also nitrogen fixtures that grow really fast, and they increase
Do you
soil
think that
drainage
if, like,
as
I
well as
found
soil
Drew hopped on the
stability.
street and pointed at him and yelled, fill
In
up those
terms of,
diapies,
awesomeness,
he would run
those
away
big
from me?
fucking
I think
red
he
trees in
probably
California
would,
that are like
but,
a
you know,
yeah,
he's a
redwood
bit of
trees
a
that are like
coward,
1,000
so-
years old.
What do you think,
That's
Daryl?
cool.
I'm not listening to anything going on.
Okay. I asked Leslie if, like, I met you on the street and pointed at you and yelled, fill up those diapies, would you run away from me or not?
No.
I wouldn't run away.
Aw. Next question.
I know you.
Well, do you? Do you know me? You
Not
don't
deep
know me.
down.
You don't know me. You don't know my life.
I know
Trees?
of
Trees.
I like willows as well, just
can
because
willows
they're
are
very pretty. They can get really large and majestic.
Yo.
But I will also counter Paul's living trees answer with dead trees, because dead trees are hosts to little worlds of their own, of all sorts of
little
fungi and
invasive
bugs.
worlds of longhorn beetles that destroy our crops. Can I change my answer from tall sequoia? Because I didn't even mean it.
Yeah.
Were you finished with your thing?
Yeah.
Baobabs, baby. They fat as fuck.
They do be fat.
Yeah.
They got curves.
Are those like trees in
like-
Africa?
yeah, they're like that.
They're like, oh,
like
I'm
like,
hard.
Oh. Like, we're talking. Yeah. We're talking like half the girth of Drew's dick left.
Whoa, that's too big for a tree.
Yeah, right.
Freak of nature against
Yeah.
God.
I say again, whenever you whip it out, Drew, it has its own theme song, and it's called "The Keg,"
The keg.
and it goes a little something like this. The Keg. It has like a Hawaii Five-O.
I'm imagining like a Cuban Pete sort of thing.
I'll accept that. You know, I think we've answered that pretty well.
I like lemon trees because they smell nice.
They do.
Well, I guess that's a good.
And it spawned the best porno of all time. The lemon stealing whores.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you meant like Lemon Party.
No. Do you know the lemon stealing whores?
I don't either of those things.
You know the lemon stealing whores,
I
right?
don't.
What?
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
No.
Think I know.
Is this a viral thing?
Oh, is that the guy? Is this the muscle woman thing?
No.
Okay.
So
Don't worry
there's
about
like there's a porn. There's a porn.
That's just something that Luke really loves.
Isn't
but
that
we'll just
documentary
pass over
about
that.
that woman who killed her husband?
What the hell? All right, so there's a porn that's unrelated in
I'll
every
explain
facet to what Luke was saying.
Bonus episode. I'll explain that porn.
It starts with two people sitting on a bench admiring their lemon trees, going, "Ah, yes, I do love the lemon tree," and like they're porn actors, so they're acting terribly.
Naturally.
It's like, yes, if I could be reborn as any one thing, I think it would be a lemon tree, and like they're really taking the piss with it. And then at one point they're like, "I just hope we don't see the lemon stealing whores." Ah, yes, the lemon stealing whores. I've heard they were coming around this time of year. I hate nothing more than the lemon stealing whores. And in the background, there's this naked lady just grabbing all the lemons off the tree.
Incredible.
Yeah, and then they like.
She's a fucking groundhog, like a pest in the garden.
Yes,
Damn lemon stealing whores.
The lemon stealing whore. They see her and go like, "Ah, the lemon stealing whores." And like, I haven't seen anything beyond that because I only ever watched it on YouTube, like a normal person.
What, and then
so
they
it's
catch
just
her
the,
and
like,
fuck her?
I
kind of thing?
presume
Yeah.
they catch her and fuck her,
Like you do with groundhogs.
Yeah.
like you do it. Yeah.
You can't like make them go back. They gotta be afraid of people.
Oh man, somebody wrote that. Somebody was probably like, "We can only rent one house. This one has a lemon tree.
Well,
How are we gonna use
waste
that?
not. Yeah.
We gotta incorporate it."
Right's a
What was the
strong
question
word.
again?
I guess yeah.
Trees.
Trees. All right. Is that everybody?
I have a memory of being very destructive in Scouts with birch trees and birch bark. So I
yeah.
really like birch because
For you, it wasn't an R, it was a T.
I put bitches on the fire.
Bitch trees.
No.
Yeah.
I put bitches.
Bitches on the fire.
When you
I
go
put
gather,
bitches on the fire every night.
when you go gather firewood in the forest and you find birch bark.
What was that?
In the forest.
I'm clearing my throat.
But if I
In the middle of...
No one clears their throat by singing.
yeah,
In the forest.
only the
forest,
secret
you-
lemonade drinker would say something like that.
Oh, our whites, confess.
I put birch bark on a tree, on a fire.
Or against
And
the
you
hose
can
again.
also write on it. Like if you go in with your nail or something, it'll make like a
Because it's
brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, the layers.
Like an onion.
This comes from Mary.
Mary.
Mary, what a
Mother
nice
of
name.
God.
She says, "Do you think
Mother
you
of the Son
will?"
of God.
Have you not heard of that?
Mother of God. Mary, Mother of God?
That's a phrase.
I guess it's fair.
Yeah, it's very Irish Catholic.
Mother of the Son of God. That's too many
Jesus
words.
is God.
Jesus is Lord.
Jesus is part of the Trinity.
Not the Muslims.
Yeah, but he's
God.
still important. He's like a side character.
He's
Yeah, he's not the
he's
son
a
of God.
Prophet, right? I think.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah, he's
know.
a-
he's an NPC.
He's a prophet.
I didn't read it.
He's a,
Yeah,
he's like a side quest
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, he's a side quest character to Muhammad. Muhammad's the main character.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
makes a cameo.
Muhammad's the main
Yeah.
character, but you can also do a side quest where you
Although,
overthrow Caesar Augustus.
Don't ever,
Yeah.
don't ever try, don't
Yes.
ever like hit OK after customizing Muhammad, because then people get really mad.
Oh no, that's a test. It's like customize Muhammad, and if you click it, you lose.
The game shuts off.
Set to default.
It's a first person character only.
What's the question?
Do you think you will ever discover what a promenade is? I don't think so, unless we look it up right now.
We did that during the show. I know what a promenade is.
What is that?
It's like a walk.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a walkway.
It can be refer to either a walk or a walkway. So it's like a verb and a noun.
Yeah, promenade is
true, yeah.
usually
Yeah.
used in French as like a kind of road, like so the way we would put like boulevard at the end of like a street
Broken
name or
Dreams?
something.
As a matter of fact, someone needs to fact check me on this, but I heard once that the word prom actually does come from the word promenade because you walk down the aisle after finishing your degree or whatever the heck,
Yeah.
and then you just like go to the party.
You know where I found out the word waiter comes from? The word waiter comes from being a page, because in medieval Europe you do basically like a slavery apprenticeship before you became a knight, and people who were like doting on the king were waiting to become knights.
Ah, so they were waiters.
They were waiters.
Interesting. That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I thought that knights had a different upbringing, but also I'm sure like medieval history is very huge, so
Yeah.
I'm sure there were other
Yeah,
things.
medieval history in like Scotland is like tribal warfare.
Yeah, varies by region.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Thank you, Mary.
All right. Next comes from Peter the Great. No, it comes from Josh. Which one of you remember the quadratic equation? And if you do, say it now.
STEM.
Oh fuck me. Okay.
This is good. I like this. Pressure's
Oh
on.
my god. B plus, like, fuck. It's like, it's. I know it's. Then it's got the square of like 4 minus AC all over 2A.
All over 2A.
But then it's what the
can, like,
first
look
thing
it up, right?
outside of the square
Yeah,
root
we're not in
is.
high school anymore.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if looking it up is cheating.
Okay.
It's like A
No,
plus
it's-
B
no, only
times
if you
the
know
square
it.
root.
If you know it, say it now.
Well,
You
I
don't-
know it, but I'm gonna look it up just to make
No,
sure.
you don't know it.
No, I don't know. Of course, I don't know it. I'm lying. But like, I'm gonna pretend that I know it and look it up and
Yeah.
say it. Like,
Daryl,
while
let
reading
him
off the
have his
screen.
fantasy.
Yeah, let me have my fantasy.
Oh,
Paul
is it
knows it.
2AB plus and then one of the.
Fucking wrong.
A equals mx plus b.
That is
That's-
not. That
that's
is
not
for a linear
quadratic.
equation,
Yeah,
my
it's a
friend.
Line. That's the first one I thought of too. But it's a line.
Is this for like parabolas, the quadratic equation? No.
That's what I was going to ask. Is I forget what quadratic equations equations are for.
Quadratic erasure.
This is quadratic erasure. This is quadratic erasure.
Yeah, it's I do remember 2AB being a part of that, and I think also like there is a plus X at the end.
Yeah, I think
believe.
it's 2AB
And it's all
plus
divided
some
by something.
variable, and
It could
then
be
that
plus- there's a
variable.
plus minus.
Yeah, and that variable is multiplied
Right.
by 4 minus AC.
And that's all
over
under-
2A.
yeah.
There's a plus
all
minus.
over 2A.
All
over the place.
Oh my god, there's square roots all
So,
over my 2A.
I'm pretty sure we
Tone.
definitively answered fuck no to this question.
Yeah.
Next.
Waffled around a little bit, but yeah.
What's it for?
It's for only like a specific thing that you're trying to find in a parabola. Like it's
Yeah.
like
In the
specific
parabola.
point.
yeah,
in a
you have to
parabola.
have like certain limited information that you like really need this specific formula for. I can't fucking
I'm pretty
remember.
sure it's like the
Don't care.
the apex, like the point, the
Legends?
the highest point in a parabola.
That's the
No, I
vertex,
feel like
right?
that's. I feel
Yeah,
like
it's
that's
a
a
vertex.
different.
Yeah, but that's not how you find.
No, I think the quadratic equation is something different entirely because there's an equation to find out the zeros.
Yeah.
The 2 points where it intersects the x-axis, and then there's another equation where like if you just like take 2 of the variables out, you can find the apex. But I don't think that's a quadratic equation. I think that's something else.
Well, we're the zeros here. Credit 0.
Credit. Oh, I like it.
Credit.
So Josh is back with another question.
Yeah!
Hit us back one more time, Joshy boy.
Can you recite Shakespeare?
This is a very important one and will make me judge some of you. There is a right and wrong answer.
I want to talk about Shakespeare.
Probably
after this.
multiple wrong answers.
Do you wash your legs? And with a lovely drawn photo of hairy leggies.
Question: does this mean in the shower, like with the rest of
In the
account?
shower, do you go out of your way to wash your legs the way you would like your armpits?
I don't
or-
think that's what it's
my
asking.
way to wash my legs, but I do wash my legs.
Yeah,
What?
I think it's
How?
asking.
I don't just
Because the
stop
water's
here
flowing over it, or do you actually
Like
like
with
scrub your
soap.
legs with soap?
with soap. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
What
I'm not
monster
like,
doesn't?
what do you mean go out of your legs to wash your legs?
You did
go
mention
out of your way to wash
you
your
did
Go
mention
out of
that
your
you
legs
don't-
right now.
You did mention that you don't wipe after you pee.
Yeah, that is a more important conversation.
Yeah.
Is it more important than
What do you mean?
somebody
Yeah, you
okay.
also don't wipe when you
wash their
pee.
legs?
Yeah. Wait. First,
I don't,
Daryl,
yeah.
Luke, wash your legs.
Not every time I shower.
Oh.
I wash my face, all the important parts under the arms, the groin area, my ass.
The goiter? Do you wash the goiter?
I don't have a goiter.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
You would see it if I had a goiter.
I don't know what a goiter is.
It's a big lump.
I like
It's
lumps.
a
like a
huge ass
cyst.
lump.
It's
I mean, I feel like we're all lawyers, or not lawyers.
We're all lawyers here.
We're all goiters.
Yeah, we all have goiters because
God's sake,
we're all lumpy people. Like
Okay.
this arm is technically a lump. It's just in a particular shape.
Yeah, your arm's a goiter.
My arm's a goiter?
Girl, that is
Shut
so
up, man.
goiter.
All right, legs. Yes, no, Luke.
The past 6 months, I've not washed my legs.
At all?
Hold on. Go on.
He's sniffing the kneecap.
I have become a showering minimalist. I use Body Clear Neutrogena Acne Body Wash on my back.
Yeah, that's real minimalist of you.
And I shampoo every 3 or 4 days. And I shower butt.
Go on.
Butt
naked.
I shower butt, peen, and armpits.
You can just say clean. You don't have to say shower. I shower my ass.
I clean those.
with pre.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop
There
bringing
are
pre into
still
this all the
oils
time.
that build
God damn
up
it.
there, right?
Yeah, no, I
We were just talking about
I
pre-algebra.
understand. But some oils are good for your skin.
I know.
And I'm showering the smelly stuff, except for my back, which I get acne
The
on,
legs
and
can
it's
be
really
smelly.
uncomfortable.
The legs can be smelly.
Are
I've
my
smelled
legs
some
smelly?
smelly legs.
I will
Give
admit.
me that leg.
I will admit. No, your legs.
Give me a leg.
Give me a leg.
Your legs are not noticeably smelly. No.
Okay.
I think,
It's my penis that smells bad.
yeah, I'll
Smells
say,
bad.
I'll admit
after a
this
while.
right now.
Does your penis smell bad, Drew?
I don't shower every day,
Does your
and
penis smell bad, Daryl?
sometimes.
Does your penis smell bad, Leslie?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, I don't shower every day, and even when I do shower, I don't always shampoo my hair.
Oh, that's
that's
okay.
not bad.
That's actually
That's
healthy
good.
for you.
You gotta skip days when you're showering.
Yeah, your
Oh,
hair
okay.
oils, if you're washing it every day, you're stripping your hair of its oils that it needs to actually be thick and grow.
Yeah.
Your
so
hair's
I-
kind of
I-
like interestingly similar to Drew's, where you both got that wavy thing going on.
Yeah. Drew never grows out his hair out too long.
He did when I first met him. When I first met him, his hair at its longest would go down to like his shoulders, but interestingly, it was still puffy out.
And
Yeah,
boy,
that's-
was he sexy.
He was, but he's sexy now, so that's fine. Oh, he's
Oh,
whipping out
Puff Daddy.
My passport picture is me with the fucking like crazy mane
the. Oh,
hair, but it's not on my driver's license. so I
Ozzy
can't show
Nelson.
it off.
What's his name? A crazy train
Ozzy
guy?
Nelson?
Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Who's Ozzy Nelson?
I don't fucking
Is that
know.
a person?
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, good
Keep
luck.
talking with your
Dr.
penis.
Oz.
No,
Okay.
that's
Mehmet.
Yeah.
Mehmet Oz.
Minute.
Can I
This is the-
bother you for a minute?
Oh my god, what the fuck?
It's nasty.
Is that cursive?
Yeah, it's cursive. Oh.
It's nasty.
No.
No. I love that.
Okay, so I'm not even going to describe what's going on right now. That's just It's gonna be what it is. There are 4 questions in this last thing.
What the fuck?
There are 4 questions.
I had like 25.
Ozzie Nelson was an actor, by the way.
Cool.
Like a silver screenier actor.
Cool.
Okay, so first one. What do you do before school? Oh, because we call it after school arcade? What do you do before?
More school.
Of course.
I wake
Always.
up from my bed and I
Wake up.
change.
Why don't you put a little makeup?
Okay, question for the group. This should be a short one. Do you shower in the morning or do you shower at night?
I shower at night. I don't
Night?
like being rushed in the morning.
All right.
Yeah, I prefer to shower at night.
Shower at night.
I shower when I'm dirty.
Yeah, I mean, it
and
always.
yet you don't wash your hair or your legs.
Or your ass.
I don't wash my. I wash my ass every time.
But it's not.
Wait, hold on. I'm putting
We
the
the
pieces
boys.
together. I'm Columboing this. You just mentioned you shower whenever you're dirty.
Yeah.
And you just mentioned very proudly you wash your ass every time. What's making your ass so dirty, bro? If you don't wash your legs every time, but you wash your ass every time.
His asshole is a cum sock.
I knew it!
Ew, what?
You're a cum sock.
You're a cum sock.
Okay, whatever.
We Columboed it. Just one more thing. I think you're a cum sock.
Where were you on the day of the cum sock incident?
Leslie, what do you do before school?
Well, am I one? I think like only me and Drew are the. Oh no, Paul's in school now too. I guess.
He's not in
Hello.
school anymore.
Oh no, I guess
Also,
not.
Daryl was in school until recently.
I was taking a class.
had a
It's not
course.
really
A
school.
class takes place at a school. I'd call that school.
It's after school hours, though.
Okay. Anyway.
Before school, I'm in emotional dread. I'm one of the people who like missed half of high school because they were fucking depressed. So, yeah, before school, I just get real sad and unmotivated. But then I go, and everything's fine once I'm there.
There you go.
Can we take a picture of this?
I don't know how, but Drew, when you wear a hoodie, you kind of look like the Wicked Witch of the West.
You look like E.T. when the kid's like biking him in his bike basket.
Yeah!
It's just telling an emotional story about feeling sad before school. Why are we making this about me?
When do we not make everything about you?
E.T.
I don't look like E.T. I look like the kid from E.T.
No, you
Don't
look
say
like
that I look like E.T.
Go like,
E.T. looks like a penis.
go like.
Sorry, E.T. looks like a penis?
He's all like wrinkly
What?
and shit.
What ethnicity is your penis?
What ethnicity is like?
Got that out
I'm
there.
sorry. What was that?
Alright.
What color is E.T.?
Does that summarize the before school? Let's go to the next
Yeah,
one.
okay, we're just moving on here. Can you read this?
No.
The answer is yes.
Yes, better than most of
I'm
these
not- I
questions,
can't
to
look
be
at it.
honest.
I'm over here.
That's true, yeah, there you go. Okay, so now the answer's
Now- now
changed.
the
Okay,
answer
okay, great.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
alright.
Yeah.
I can't read it. I'm on the other side of you.
Who can? Okay.
I won't.
The bit doesn't extend to you.
No, I won't.
Okay,
No,
okay.
okay,
You wanna
I can't
see
read it.
Okay,
It's
we
too
can
fast.
all read it. Number 3 is who can read exercise? Who can read cursive?
Clearly not you.
Not you, bitch.
I fucked. So I can't.
I fucked, I grossed.
I preyed, I fucked, I grossed.
Oh man. Okay, so
Remember I shit, I farted?
yeah, that's the
That
new
was
one.
what we were talking
Yeah,
about.
I know,
now.
but the echo was great.
So who can read cursive? I guess not me. Y'all can, right?
Yeah.
Well,
To
we
an
can all read this.
I write in cursive that no one can read.
Yes.
To an extent. What's the next question?
Okay,
Last
last one
one.
seems like a legitimate question here.
Thank God.
What languages can you speak / understand?
None of them.
Not
All
English.
English.
And it's by the French guy.
Hey, French guy, I'm bilingual in French, but it's been a while since I've been in school, so it's pretty fucking bad. Other than that, I can read Korean.
I don't know if, like... I'm probably conversational in French. If I, like, got airdropped into France, I'd probably do okay.
No, because there, even when you are like a bilingual speaker, they are like, oh, you speak the dirty French.
Because Quebecois is like hip.
Oh yeah, it
but
is.
I don't-
It's disgusting.
but I think that's just
hold
in
on,
Paris,
hold
though.
on. That's
We didn't-
presumptuous. I learned French
I've
specifically.
been there.
Right, hold on, please. I've learned French specifically from my my family friend whose family lives in France. I didn't really learn it as much through the Canadian system. So, like, if I got airdropped into France specifically, I feel like they'd accept me, and it would be Quebec that doesn't accept me. based on that.
And again, I think that's really just Paris. Like Parisian French people are really like fucking snobby, but in the rest of France and in Quebec too, mostly, they're pretty down to earth.
Yeah, and
If
they're
you-
encouraging of you trying to learn French and stuff. But like when you are in Paris and you try to order something, like they give you a weird look.
Just don't order anything.
Just
Yeah.
start.
Just don't go there.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, let's talk
I
about
mean, visit
France
the
for a
Louvre,
second.
obviously, but otherwise.
Speaking of people that don't wash their legs.
Speaking of smelly cocks.
France, yeah? You want to die on this hill?
I didn't say cock, I said penis.
Peen.
They're the same thing, right? Drew?
It depends on what you're talking about.
Depends
I'm
on who's
talking
saying
about-
Are we talking about a rooster?
All right, skipping that.
It depends on who's saying it.
I'm like 1% able to read and speak Italian, and then like 2% able to, like milk.
Languages are pretty big.
They are.
1%'s a lot.
1% of like fully conversational. So like fully conversational doesn't account for all the words. It's just like you would be okay if you were airdropped into the area.
Yeah.
So 1% of that Italian, and like 2 to 3% Hungarian, or if you prefer, Magyar. Oh
Sure.
shit! Yeah, you don't know.
Oh.
Because you're a stupid baby Pride Month.
Fully singular language or
Yeah.
mono language.
I wish you were gay. Go on.
I speak English. I took extended French the entire time from grade 4 to grade 12. I have a certificate that says I'm bilingual, but I did not practice enough, and I am not even close. Also, I took Dutch for a little while.
So, can you speak and understand French?
Fairly well.
Okay,
That was
the
in
question.
English. That was in English right there.
Or
Okay,
That was not a word.
that's yeah.
He
That's
said a little.
you don't speak French.
You don't speak French.
Silence
That's not a
monolingual.
word.
Hound.
I can speak English, but French I've been getting back into.
He's got Duolingo.
Oh yeah, Duolingo.
I do like how
class.
I do like how the Quebecois French is sort of like maligned by the like France French, going like, oh, they just insert like they call it, I think, chiac. They just insert like English into everything.
Yeah.
And then it was like, yeah, it's fair enough. Hey, Quebecois people, what is the word for weekend? And they're like, oh, fin de semaine. And I was like, cool. Well, hey, France, what's the word for weekend? La weekend.
T-shirt.
It's
Yeah.
the weekend.
Yeah, all of the people that I learned French from are either like Northern Ontario or like Acadian, so it's like very like dirt French,
It's
like
Dirt French.
hick French. It's great. I prefer it.
Or if you learned it from that one guy from the Wu-Tang Clan, so it would be Dirt McGirt French.
Yeah, Dirt McGirt.
Nice.
Have you seen his other aliases, Dirt McGirt?
No.
Okay, not kidding with any of these. Old Dirty Bastard, Dirt McGirt, Big Baby Jesus, Knifey McStab, and Old Dirty Chinese Restaurant.
All for one person?
All for one person, all different stage names at different points in his career.
Okay, is that the guy who was like in Jackass?
Maybe? He did Brooklyn Zoo at one point.
Wasn't
As a
he like the
solo.
big guy? Anyway,
No, that was
it doesn't
Steve-O.
matter. Steve-O's, yeah.
He's big where it
No, I'm
counts.
thinking Bam. I'm thinking Bam.
You're thinking Bam Margera.
Margera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, show.
Bam! Margera. Can't believe it's not butter. Next question.
There's no more questions.
What?
That was it.
4 were the
What?
last questions.
We burned through those uncharacteristically fast.
Yeah, because there was a lot.
That's
Drew, what sock are you on?
What sock are you on? How many
I've gotten
socks?
through all 9.
Wow.
9.
Well, we
bonus
weren't
sock?
There's
looking?
only 1 left.
Oh, we need to share, everybody. It is Christmas.
No, it's mine. It's mine.
No,
Give it
it's
to
mine.
me. It's my cum sock.
No, my cum sock.
Let me have it. Let me have it.
I want it because I want to do an experiment. I want to put an egg in there. I'm sure it will work.
It's 131.
Yeah, okay. To finish things off, can I talk about Shakespeare for a second?
Yes.
I was thinking about like this. You know that Stephen Jay Gould quote that's like, I don't care about Einstein because I think of like all the kids who lived and died in sweatshops that had the same intellect as him?
Yeah.
Do you think like there are people that like told as good stories as Shakespeare, but because they weren't acknowledged as that, we just see them as regular?
Of course.
I'm sure there's plenty of people who were like geniuses that were lost to history.
No, that's not necessarily what I mean. I'm sorry, I'm explaining this badly. Like
Classic
someone who...
Paul.
No kidding.
True.
So I'm talking like stories that, stories where like they are above par, but it's only when someone says that out loud that people actually notice. Like, you could have even, like, read this story in school and gone, like, that was a good story. And then you'd need someone else to point out, holy shit, that's a good story. To go, like, oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of like art mediums that are like that. Like you could say that about music and stuff like that. But like I found, and like movies even, like one person will be like, "Oh, this movie is the best movie of all time," and it's only then that people are kind of hopping onto the bandwagon and
then people
about it.
find out about Cruella. Yeah. Does anyone remember Cruella?
Nobody does.
Yeah.
Cruella DeVille from 101 Dalmatians?
Yeah, see, he doesn't even know the movie. He thinks this was from
the old
101.
one.
Do you remember Cruella, the movie?
Is it the Disney movie where they focused on her?
Yeah.
It was bad.
Emma Stone.
Yeah. They called her the female Joker, and that was weird because, like, there's a movie called Black Swan, and like that movie is like to a T Joker, to the extent where like you watch Black Swan and then you watch Joker and you go like, this feels like a ripoff.
Yeah, well, through his press tour, he was like, there's a lot of movies that are like, oh yeah, the Joker's like taking right from that. Like he talked about like
people talked about like King of Comedy, Taxi Driver. Yeah, but I watched both of those, and I watched Black Swan. I'm adamant, Black Swan more than anything, because it's the only one that deals with like the two identities. Like Taxi Driver was more like a transformation story than a two identities kind of story.
Yeah.
Whereas like I feel like Black Swan, like some of these shots are like lifted from Black Swan. It looks like
the mirror,
like with the makeup and stuff like that. Yeah.
The
the writing on the mirror.
Writing on the mirror. The fingernail thing is not in Joker, but that still stays with me.
It's not in Joker, but they stole from. They would have if they copied that scene.
No. As a nail biter, it freaks me out.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that movie, bit of a nail biter too.
Oh yeah.
Drew, have you seen movies?
I've seen some.
All right, cool.
I've not seen that one though.
That's
I have
fair.
seen the Joker though.
That's
What do you
a
think?
good movie.
Shakespeare or not?
Yeah. What's your stance on Gary Glitter? Cool guy?
Do you think if Shakespeare was like,
I'm not a fan.
do you think if Shakespeare was alive today, like, and he didn't have that same opportunities, do you think he'd like act different, like if you met him in his job at an Avondale or something like, or like a convenience store or something like that?
I mean, probably if he was a product of today's generation, yeah.
He's like
mean,
taking
I
like
don't think
gig
that's
economy
how it
jobs.
Purple hair. He'd probably be like,
He's like
onto the one side.
He's like an Uber driver.
Yeah, Uber driver taking euphoria drugs.
He does Uber Eats, and he like knocks on the apartment door, going, "Is this 2B or not 2B?"
Huh. No.
Come on, that was clever.
That was very
Give me
good.
that one.
That was very good. That was
so
very
aggressive.
good.
That was
Jeez.
very
was
good.
very good.
That was
Laugh.
very good.
Clap.
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 Laugh. Clap. Laugh. Clap.
What
Laugh.
should I do?
Clap. Laugh.
Clap.
Look like a stupid seal.
Saying laugh?
He's saying that because he's stupid.
That's a great. When you said that, I had this image of like a city council meeting, and some guy stands up and says something. He's like, "He's only saying that because he's stupid."
Have you seen the? I definitely sent you the that one town council at the very beginning of COVID, where that one guy's like, "You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver." I love
that video.
To this day, if I get like jokingly mad and it like it becomes dangerous, like, oh, I don't know if the other person is knows I'm kidding, I will frequently quote, "Read the standing orders, read them and understand them." That is my favorite line from that entire thing. It's so glorious.
Wonderful video.
Oh yeah. It's almost a shame that COVID is ending, and COVID has ended, and Quizmas is here instead.
I don't think it's a shame.
I don't think it's
I
ended.
really don't.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
actually agree. It's endemic. It's weird. Like, oh yeah, doctors aren't reporting COVID anymore, and COVID numbers seem to be going down. Good job, everybody. Meanwhile, why is everyone getting sick this holiday season? It's so mysterious. I guess the cold and flu is back at it again.
People aren't testing. Testings aren't being reported. It's
Yeah.
the same old shit, but it's just getting worse.
I had a dream last night that I was trying to test myself, and people kept fucking with the samples
For COVID or like for something else?
for COVID. Like,
Okay.
you know how you have to put that little thing, and then you mix up the juice and put it in the thingy.
Yeah.
What?
Like,
That
let it
sounds
sit.
awesome. I've just been sticking something down my neck and moaning.
No,
That's not a COVID test.
You gotta put,
Ah!
you gotta put the juice in the cup, and they just took the. I'm like, can you hold this? I don't have the little stand, and they just took the
fucking
cup, and they're like,
juice?
oh shit, I just like.
That makes some
Damn.
juice. All I had was like a sore neck.
I don't think you're supposed to drink it.
You're not supposed to drink the juice.
You're supposed to drink the fucking medium and your own mucus, and you're like, oh, I feel gross.
Like
I must have
gargling a
COVID. I just drank mucus.
Ugh. Oh, drinking your own mucus sounds disgusting.
It's almost like you would do it constantly. What? The nose and the throat are
Mucus.
very much
The nose
connected.
and throat doctor, yeah, I know.
And the nose.
And the eyes on the nose.
Like, as I'm saying this, I can
do you
feel
always smell
stuff
your own
trickling
eyes?
down from my nose into my throat.
Yeah, you can smell your own eyes.
You can smell your own eyes.
There's a so I saw this in one of the
Don't
Ripley's
act like you can do it immediately.
in this like Ripley's Believe It or Not thing, where a guy took like a kernel of corn and he shoved it up his nose. And he made it travel all the way up, and he pulled his bottom eyelid,
ain't right.
and the corn was there. It was there, I tell you.
There was a second kernel that he
That he
placed
put in the
surreptitiously.
other.
Yeah.
There was a second kernel.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was like
Behind the grassy knoll.
It's probably a hole. It's probably a hole from like cocaine use or something.
Or there
No,
was a second kernel.
There's actual passageway between your eye and your nose.
Like, what if?
Oh,
what
yeah,
if,
there
what
is.
if Ripley himself, like, tore open the bag under his eyes afterwards and went like, aha! Pulled out 7 kernels of corn.
Yeah, the eye sockets are still related to the ear, nose, throat, because, like, literally, plug your ears, close your mouth, plug your nose, and
Die.
Shit. Go
and drop yourself in a river.
But blow
jump
like
off
you're.
a fucking bridge.
Tape your eyes. Plug your ears with wax.
Go home. Cry about it.
Wipe your ass.
Blow air like you're trying to blow air out of your nose or mouth while all that is plugged,
Everyone
and
listen
it will
to this.
come out of
Wipe
your tear
fucking
ducts.
ass.
That's
Alright.
how people make like milk come out of their tear ducts and stuff and ripples and shit.
Milk.
All right, here's the patented Credit Zero Christmas Ass Challenge. You ready for this, everybody? All the listeners listening at home, everyone celebrates.
And pull out your Christmas butts.
All right, so the Credit Zero Christmas Ass Challenge is thus: go into the washroom, pause this if you need to. Without shitting, wipe your ass once with a piece of toilet paper. Look at it. Is it clear? If not,
What's the challenge part of this?
to keep your ass clean for
Yeah.
once.
Oh,
Hygiene,
okay.
basic hygiene
Basic
is the
hygiene.
challenge.
Yeah.
So you failed the challenge if you're...
Yeah. Can we assume that everyone has paused this podcast, done it, and failed the challenge, please?
Yeah, you've all failed.
Yeah.
You guys are
unless you just
so
went-
fucking gross.
This is a bad strategy for us. You're the one that came up with it. I know, and I'm regretting it immediately.
We came up with this together at the last meeting.
I think Paul,
I thought this was going over great.
Paul just thinks about people's butts too often. I think that's the problem we have as a troop.
I want to eat them.
Like our collective troubles.
Is that so wrong?
Yeah.
I just want to shove them all in my mouth.
Shove all the butts. Womp womp. I mean, if God didn't want ass cheeks to be eaten, why would God make them so delectable? Drew Hobbs.
Drew Hobden.
My ass has been getting so large lately.
Your Honor, I declare.
I made it so
Ass
appetizing for you
filling.
this
Drew Hobden, my little boy pussy has been so wet for you lately.
Drew Hobden, I hope you liked whipped cream, 'cause it's all over my ass.
Drew Hobden, it's not literal whipped cream. You're in for a treat.
Oh, Drew.
And there's sock number 10.
Hey! But I also want to hear what Daryl was going to do.
Oh, okay.
No, it's too late? Alright, fair enough.
Oh, Drew,
Yeah.
please drizzle your cheeks with glaze, please.
Drizzle your cheeks with glaze.
I said what I said.
This has been our least Christmassy Christmas episode ever, hasn't it?
Yeah, now that the 10 cum socks of Christmas are filled.
Hey! I can't call the episode that,
No,
surely.
you can't.
why not?
Socks. What about crispy stockings?
Ooh.
That's fair, that's fair.
Probably
10
gonna be
crispy
it.
stockings?
What's your name?
My name's Drew.
Regrettably.
What's your name?
My name's Daryl.
What's your name?
My name's Leslie.
My name is Tweed, and what's your name?
My name is Luke.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Merry holiday season.